series of violent incidents shake Greensboro, and the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death leads to some unexpected events.
Plus, a student at a local middle school was arrested after he brought a gun to a High Point school. Those stories and more, All Access starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to HPU All Access. I'm Lauren Shenna.
And I'm Jake VC. We begin tonight in High Point, where a student at Ferndale Middle School was arrested and charged after an unloaded handgun was found in the student's backpack. The discovery was made after a weapons detection scanner alerted to it. Officials said the incident occurred Monday just before 8:30 a.m. when staff notified the High Point Police Department and they responded to the scene. The student never displayed the weapon and did not make any verbal threats.
Grammy Award-winning songwriter and Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame member Brett James died in a plane crash on Thursday, September 18th. Investigators say he was piloting a Cirrus SR-22 Turbo that took off from John C. Toon Airport in Nashville. The plane went down near Franklin, North Carolina around 3 p.m. On board were James, his wife, and his stepdaughter. All three were killed, according to the North Carolina Highway Patrol. Around the world, celebrities and fans are mourning James. His songs include some of country music's biggest hits, like Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood and When the Sun Goes Down by Kenny Chesney.
On Monday, the Turning Point USA chapter at High Point University hosted an event on the Slane basketball court. The event centered around the importance of free expression, giving students a creative way to share their voices. A giant beach ball was rolled out and students were invited to write their thoughts, messages, and opinions directly on it. The interactive display served as a symbol of open dialogue, encouraging civil discussion and diverse perspectives. The event drew out students from all walks of campus life, sparking conversation and celebrating the right to speak freely. This week, thousands of family members made their way to campus for Fall Family Appreciation Weekend. Our Adriana Myers has the fun activities that families took part in.
High Point University held its biannual Family Appreciation Weekend, welcoming thousands of families on campus to enjoy a weekend of festivals. Hosted by HPU Recreation to a Walker Hayes concert at the Nito and Mariana Cobain Arena. There were plenty of activities for all to enjoy. The weekend kicked off with Dr. Nito R. Cobain's beloved parents' speech Saturday morning. Greek organizations held events in Greek Village, including brunches and barbecues for families to mingle. Across campus, HPU Dining set up tents with a variety of food and drinks for parents and students to try. The weekend concluded with a live performance from country artist Walker Hayes and opening act the Yachtly Crew. The university is excited to welcome families back in the spring for another fun-filled weekend. Reporting for All Access, I'm Adriana Myers.
High Point University hosted its first ever drone show on Friday, September 18th from 7 to 9 p.m. as a part of HPU's annual Family Weekend. Students and families gathered at Vert Stadium to watch the men's soccer team take on the Presbyterian and enjoyed the show in the sky during halftime. A crowd of about 3,213 packed the stadium, making it the highest attendance ever recorded for the program. Complimentary concessions were provided and fans left with a one-of-a-kind experience. The drone light show combined with a conference opening victory made for an incredible family weekend game. A warm day today with lots of sun, but what is expected in the next few days? Marissa Janis is here now with your weather report. Hey, Marissa.
Good evening, High Point. Let's jump right into your 5-day forecast and see what Mother Nature has in store for us. Today, we got ready for the bright, beautiful, and a hot and sunny day. Skies were mostly sunny in the afternoon at 89 degrees. Cloudy skies drift in the evening to wrap up the day. Now, Thursday, get ready for some scattered thunderstorms in the evening and late at night. Mixed with clouds rolling in, the temperature, though, cools down to a mild 73 degrees. Friday now brings clouds with temperatures climbing in the 80s and then dropping into the low 60s. Now, a bit of dreary news for the weekend. Don't forget to keep that umbrella close. Scattered thunderstorms are expected to roll through this afternoon and the evening, bringing rain and the potential for some gusty winds. Now, Sunday's looking like a little sneaky shower, and expect occasional showers in the afternoon and the evenings. Highs will be around a comfortable 75 degrees, the lows dropping in the 60s. So be sure to grab your sunglasses and your umbrella. This week's radar is going to keep you on your toes. Back to you, Jake and Lauren.
Marissa, thank you. We'll check back in with you soon. The UNC school system hit record highs this year. The total enrollment went up from 247,000 to over 256,000 this year, a 3.4% increase. The number of graduate students went up by 3.8%, and the number of transfer students went up 8.2%. All UNC schools saw an increase this year, with the exception of UNC Asheville, which took a 6% decrease. This is the first time that North Carolina public universities have surpassed 250,000 students, according to the school system's website.
A fatal shooting in Greensboro left one person dead on Friday. Shots were fired on Starling Court in Guilford County. Deputies responded around 8:30 p.m. and found 44-year-old Tyrus Devon Davis dead from an apparent gunshot wound. Investigators say the shooter, Dexshone Miles, called 911 after an altercation with Davis in the 4100th block of Starling Court. Miles was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. He is being held at the Guilford County Detention Center without bond. A stray bullet struck the mirror of a school bus in Greensboro. It happened Friday around 3 p.m. near East Combe Boulevard and North Elm Street, according to Greensboro police. No one was hurt, but the incident prompted a lockdown at Page High and Cone Elementary. Officers arrested 3 suspects, 27-year-old Joshua Isaac Fountain, 22-year-old Marvin Waters, and 24-year-old Malik Justin Sampson. Police say more charges could still be filed as the investigation continues.
2 detainees are dead and others remain in serious condition following a shooting at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Dallas early this morning. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI has launched an investigation treating the incident as an act of targeted violence. Officials report the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the scene. Authorities say there is no threat to the public. The circumstances leading up to the shooting remain under investigation, and more details are expected to be released as the investigation continues. Lauren, a devastating story where our prayers go out to all those that were injured in that shooting this morning.
Absolutely, I agree. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody involved.
Yeah. HPU students, get those calendars out. The annual Study Abroad Fair is happening this week. Hear when it is, coming up.
Plus, a Greensboro homicide, an impersonator posing as law enforcement, and Mariana Cubane's take on HPU's gardens. Those stories and more coming up.
I enlisted to be there to help my patients, and after an injury, I found myself as a patient. I experienced post-traumatic seizures. Depression is a big one that comes along with it, PTSD. So I pursued my PhD in neuroscience and regenerative medicine. The coalition has helped fund my academic pursuit.
Doing things that were scary and loud, and yet I looked around and realized no other girls are doing these things. As I grew up, I realized that girls need to see themselves in that space. Start here. So that's what I set out to do, and I became an educator and a mentor for young girls. No masks down till clear. Making teaches girls how to think of their ideas as important. Go light. It changes the way they think about what they're capable of. If I can fuse metal what can't I do?
Perfect. Look at how good that was.
And so I think Making for Girls is about voice, and that's what's really exciting because we're building the world we want to see for ourselves. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
North Carolina A&T State University police are investigating after shots were fired early Sunday morning on campus. According to school officials, university police responded to reports of gunfire near a parking deck shortly after 5 a.m. An emergency alert was sent out via the university's social media channels, urging students to avoid the area while others secured the scene. No injuries were reported, and the investigation remains ongoing. Moving back to our campus now, students looking to take their education global should head to the annual Study Abroad Fair this Friday. The event runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Kushner Ballroom and features the official launch of the 2026 Maymester programs, along with details on upcoming spring global experience courses. Last year, the university saw a record number of students go abroad, and that number is expected to grow. Study abroad advisors will be on site to answer any questions. Like I said, the fair is this Friday, September 26th from 10 to 2 in the Kushner Ballroom.
53-year-old Demetria Ann Perry was found dead at a Budget Inn in Greensboro on Friday. Officers arrived on the scene around 1:11 p.m. No cause of death has been released, but investigators believe this to be a homicide, making it the city's 28th so far this year. Police say no arrests have been made and the investigation remains open. They're urging anyone with information to contact the Greensboro-Guilford Crime Stoppers. Coming up next, Catherine Cancro has the latest on the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel's late night show. Hey, Catherine.
Thank you, Lauren. Great news. After a week of the late night talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live being canceled, it has officially been aired again on the ABC as of Tuesday night. Last week, the late night show host Jimmy Kimmel was removed from the air for making fun of MAGA supporters and their reaction to the mention of Charlie Kirk's murder in a speech. Facing immediate backlash and blaming possible FCC oversight of local stations, FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, a close Trump ally, publicly demanded Kimmel's termination. Major broadcast companies such as Nexstar and Sinclair not long after announced that they would cancel the show on their ABC networks. In response, ABC halted production, which Disney claimed was done to avoid further inflaming a tense situation. Critics viewed this as giving in to political pressure. The entertainment industry as a whole strongly criticized the suspension. More than 400 artists, including Jennifer Aniston, Tom Hanks, and Meryl Streep, signed an ACLU-organized letter in support of Kimmel. On top of that, free speech organizations like PEN America spoke out on what they described as a dangerous precedent, and protesters gathered outside Disney offices in New York and Burbank. Disney was able to carefully negotiate Kimmel's return as the controversy raged, issuing a well-crafted statement on Monday that presented the suspension as time for reflection. However, the dispute is still ongoing. One of ABC's biggest affiliate partners, Sinclair, stated that its station will keep airing news programs in place of the show. Nexstar has yet to make a public decision. In his speech, Kimmel is expected to directly address the controversy concerns regarding government control over the media and corporate broadcasters' vulnerability to political pressure have been renewed by this incident. The show's future is still up in the air, given that Kimmel's contract is set to expire May and late-night ratings are steadily declining. Nonetheless, a lot of people see his comeback as a test of the entertainment industry's readiness to support controversial speech in a heated political climate. Jake and Lauren, back to you.
A North Carolina man was arrested Friday after impersonating law enforcement at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, the site of the memorial service for Charlie Kirk, which was set to take place on Sunday. He has been identified as 42-year-old Joshua Runkles from Moore County. According to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Runkles was charged with impersonating an officer and carrying a weapon into a protected place. When approached at the stadium, Runkles claimed he was working for security for Turning Point USA. He was booked into the Maricopa County Jail and has since been released on bond. HPU's First Lady, Mariana Kubane, spoke to residents at the Sandy Ridge Retirement Community on Friday about the history of HPU's gardens. She told about 75 residents how the gardens began in 2005 when President Nito Cubain asked the landscape team to, quote, put flowers everywhere, end quote. What started with a single rose garden has now grown into 31 gardens with more than 3,700 plants and over 700 varieties of trees. But beyond their beauty, the gardens also serve as educational and inspirational spaces for students. New additions include a memorial garden and a Japanese garden that's still under construction.
From local stories to the national stage, Jake Gutman gives us a look into the latest politics. Good evening, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Today, world leaders were back at the United Nations in New York City for Day 2 of the 80th UN General Assembly. It's the world's biggest microphone, where leaders set markers that can shape future deals. The week of speeches opened Tuesday with Brazil first, followed by the United States. Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva used the spotlight to announce a $1 billion commitment to a new global tropical forests fund, an invitation for other nations to step up on climate finance. He also criticized arbitrary sanctions and interventions in remarks widely interpreted as aimed at the U.S. President Donald Trump then delivered a combative address that directly criticized the United Nations, calling it ineffective, urging countries to shut borders, and dismissing some climate policies as a con job. He also told some leaders that their nations are, quote, going to hell without policy changes. A big moment off the floor, President Trump met with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, and afterwards said that he now believes Ukraine can win back all territory taken by Russia, with NATO and EU support. And in his individual address today, Zelensky warned that Russian aggression is spreading beyond Ukraine, urging action before, quote, the most destructive arms race takes hold. Beyond those headliners, other speeches focused on the war in Gaza, climate and extreme weather, and the need for guardrails around artificial intelligence, all under this year's theme of working better together for peace, development, and human rights. The general debate continues through Saturday, breaks Sunday, and resumes Monday. Sessions run 9 a.m. to 2:45 p.m., then 3 to 9 p.m. Back to you guys.
Jake, definitely some heated moments on the stage there. What are your opinions on it?
Well, I think one of the most important ideas for everyone to consider with the event itself is that all of these world leaders are coming in with their own ideas, and they want their voices to be heard. But to what extent are they actually listening to the other leaders' ideas as well? Yeah. So I think they have to find a balance between that and figuring out where to listen, what issues to consider important.
Yeah, and on another note, the Secret Service busted what could have been devastating to destruction to the cell towers, communication in New York City, the surrounding tri-state area. So that's another major story that we've been following right out of the tri-state area that could have affected the UN General Assembly this past week, or this week, so yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Jake.
Appreciate it. HPU Vision and the Student Government Association here at High Point University announced a new partnership for the 2025-2026 school year that hopes to increase transparency. HPU Vision will now stream all SGA Senate events live for students, faculty, staff, and others to watch. SGA announced in a statement, quote, "We heard your call for greater visibility into the decisions that impact our campus." They go on to say, "We hope to continue building trust, accountability, and open communication between the Student Government Association and the student body." HPU Vision is the parent club of HPU All Access, and we are excited for this collaboration.
After the commercial, we take a look at the highlights from last weekend's Pantherpalooza concert.
Plus, Nick Allen joins us with your sports update, and we will take a final look at the weather for the morning. Stay with us.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords. Turn on multi-factor authentication. Update software and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fund. Get more game-winning tips at CISA.gov/secure world and share them with family and friends.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy? Did you know the fake prescription pill can make complete fentanyl that amounts to Think again. Learn more at McGruffPSA.org and go for real.
I used to to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
What makes essential workers essential?
Clean and safe.
We harvest fresh produce for your family's team.
You'll be here when you're sick. Essential workers help our nation run. In every corner of our country, we come from all over the world. I'm Mike Norman, regional agent at the Department of Labor. I'll ensure you meet the essential protections you deserve. Visit our website or call 866-4US.
Vice President J.D. Vance landed in Greensboro earlier this morning, marking his first official visit to North Carolina since taking office. In a speech delivered this afternoon, Vance focused on public safety, sharply criticizing what he described as, quote, soft on crime policies. Vance referred the tragic case of Iran Zavrukaza, who was fatally stabbed on a Charlotte bus line light rail. Throughout the address, the vice president attacked Democratic positions and policing and the justice system that asserted the Trump administration and its allies are the true ones truly committed to restoring law and order. Many members of the NC Republican Party were in attendance at today's speech. The Masters is once again heading to High Point University, but not to play golf. Representatives from Augusta National will be on campus October 1st for their annual recruiting visit. In a rare opportunity, the Masters exclusively recruits students from a small number of universities across the country, and HPU is one of them. Each year, selected students are invited to work behind the scenes at one of the most prestigious sporting events in the world, gaining real-world experience in hospitality, event operations, and guest services. Details on how to apply will be released at the meeting next Wednesday.
Last weekend was Parents' Weekend at HPU, and with it came the annual Pantherpalooza concert. The concert took place Saturday night from 7 to 8:30 in the Cubane Arena. It gave students a chance to share a live music experience with their family and friends, making it a night to remember. This year's lineup featured country singer Walker Hayes and the rock band Yachtly Crew. Hayes performed some of his biggest hits, including Fancy Like and AA. And Yachtly Crew performed feel-good covers of popular songs like Africa by Toto. Our Nick Allen joining us here now with a look at this week's sports. Hey, Nick.
Hello. It was an exciting weekend of sports, filled with a lot of Panther success. It was family weekend, and the families got to enjoy the 11th-ranked men's soccer team put on a dominant performance last Friday night against Presbyterian in HBU's first Big South Conference game of the season. The energy at Vert Stadium was rocking the entire game, as every seat was filled and there was hardly a place to even stand, as it was a facility record number of fans at the game, as there was 3,213 people in attendance. To put that into perspective, there was a little over 1,000 chair seats, meaning over 2,000 people were standing behind the seats in the main concourse area or on the sides, which is unreal. In front of more than 3,000 people, the Panthers didn't let the fans down, cruising to a 3-1 victory to remain undefeated with a 5-0-2 record. It was a Celestin Blondo goal in the 5th minute that put the Panthers on the scoreboard early and set the tone for the rest of the game after a free kick taken by Jefferson Amaya from near the left corner eventually found its way to Blondell, who would strike the ball to the far left back of the net to make it 1-0. It was the senior's first goal of the season and only his second start of the year and his first in 4 games. While the soccer team dominated on the field in the first half, it was the halftime drone light show that captivated the attention of the entire crowd as 150 drones flew in the sky above the Steel Center, performing a series of objects such as the Panther logo, the American flag, a player soccer figure, and much more. After fans were in awe as they looked to the sky at the $14,000 drone project, we got back to action in the 55th minute where an HBU throw-in found its way to Daniel Lugo, who would sprint up the field with the ball, breaking away from the defense, beating 2 defenders and the goalkeeper before kicking in his team-leading 5th goal of the season to advance the Panther lead 2-0. The sophomore UNC transfer has been on an absolute tear this season, having scored a goal in 4 different games. Lugo wasn't just scoring goals, but also setting others up as he dribbled to the left side's inline in the 59th minute before crossing the ball to a diving Chris Niblock, who had one-touched the ball off a defender and into the back of the net for his first career collegiate goal to make the score 3-0. The Panthers continued their incredible start to the season and looked to move up in the rankings as they hit the road for an upcoming 4-game road trip. We moved to volleyball, where the Panthers were looking to snap a 4-game losing streak heading into last Friday night's game against UMBC in Baltimore, Maryland. The Panthers came into the game with a 2-7 overall record and were looking to get in the winning column. HBU did just that, winning in straight sets 3-0 in a dominant performance. The Panthers were led by 2 players with double-digit kills, as Alad Lalonde had 15 kills and Addison Freeland had 11. The team hit .340, which is the best the Panthers have hit as a team all season. To compare, UMBC hit .200 as a team. High Point moves to an overall record of 3-7 in this season and look to hopefully turn the win against UMBC into a win streak as the Panthers continue their long road trip against Big South Conference opponent Radford University on Friday, September 26 at 6 p.m. in Radford, Virginia. That's the sports update from the weekend. I'm Nick Allen, and this is HBU All Access.
Nick, thanks for that, but we got to talk quickly. High Point ranked number 9 in the nation, West Virginia ranked number 10. They faced off yesterday. What's the result?
Great game. I don't know if you were able to watch, but I watched online on ESPN+. Fantastic game. West Virginia scored in the first 17 seconds. Unbelievable. And then High Point scored within 5 minutes to respond. A Brennan Kruger goal, his first goal of the season. He's been looking to score all season. Had a couple shots on goal this entire season. Finally got one. And then the guy, Daniel Lugo, the UNC transfer, the sophomore, scored in the 19th minute. His 6th goal of the season, the team leading goal scorer of the season. He's been absolutely terrific to make it 2-1. And West Virginia knotted up the game at 2 in the 71st minute to seal the draw, 2-2. But still an absolute great performance from High Point.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure they'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks, Nick. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Before we end our show tonight, let's see the forecast for tomorrow morning.
Marissa Janis is joining us with a look at your wake-up weather. Hey, Marissa.
Hey, Jake. Good morning and wake up, everyone, and get ready for a bit of weather drama with clouds in the morning and thunderstorms rolling into the evening. Temperatures will peak in the high 80s before cooling off in the low 60s at night. So keep that umbrella close and hold on to it like it's your new best friend, because high wind gusts are expected. Plan to stay indoors too, as showers are crashing plans for this weekend. That's your Thursday wake up weather. Stay safe, stay dry, and have a great day. See you next week.
Before we close tonight, we take you to one of our own right here in High Point. The Doghouse Hot Dog Shop has been grilling up hot dogs for a decade, and Lauren had the chance to check it out.
The Doghouse Hot Dog Shop is a local treasure in High Point, North Carolina. The restaurant is full of good people, good food, and an atmosphere that makes you feel right at home.
Pretty famous for everything, hot dogs naturally, but my favorite thing is like fried bologna. It's hectic, but it's fun. Meet a lot of nice people, and just have a good time is what we really try to do.
I've been working here since I was off and on since I was 15 years old. The favorite part about working here is all the different people that you meet and all the people that have kind of been coming here since 1942.
The employees at the Doghouse know their customers as more than just customers. They know them as people.
From when they were 7 to now 17, I remember more of people's orders than their names. So like I know that person's a Cheerwine guy or that person's a Dr. Pepper woman.
The customers and the relationships they form with the people that work in the Doghouse are what make this place truly special.
People, new people too, but the same people. Their kids, now their kids' kids. It's just a good time. They tell me about the live stuff going on. We love our customers. We're just such a special place.
I would just encourage more people to come in if you can. Bring your friends in if you've never been in before. It's a really cool spot, and we're looking forward to keep serving High Point.
If you or any of your friends love hot dogs, a good time, and a good community, come down to the Doghouse. Their hours are from Tuesday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2:30. For NewsPoint, I'm Lauren Shenna.
That will do it for tonight's show. Thank you for watching HBU All Access. I'm Lauren Shenna.
And I'm Jake Vesey. Thanks for staying up late with us. Have a good week, High Point.